School, the place responsible for nostalgic childhood memories, intense and fun recess with your homies, where first loves occurred, the place where you most likely shit yourself at, or the place that made you feel miserable 24/7. A place of great wonders and torture. Anyway, despite its flaws, school is the place where all of us experience pretty much about everything. The place that had us reading Shakespeare at 7 in the morning, and the place that gave us expired milk and green beans for lunch. However, the one thing that has always been more of a burden than eating prison food, being bullied, getting rejected by your crush, the one thing, you guessed it, homework! Hallelujah! Back in my glorious days of high school, the only good thing that happened to me from doing my homework was getting a girl's number because I helped her out. This shit didn't actually happen. I'm just making a point on how doing homework wouldn't even help you learn anything under these specific circumstances. I was always too busy suffering to even learn a single thing. Fun fact, did you know that the average person, so basically all of us Neanderthals, can only remember 10% of what we read, 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 50% of what we see and hear, 70% of what we say, and 90% of what we do and say. So no wonder everybody remembers the time that my homeboy Jimmy shit himself. Maybe I'm just dumb as hell and incompetent with society, which I am, but only to a certain extent. Anyway, this is coming from a straight A student, a couple of F's here and there, but I was a pretty smart kid when I was still in school. But Mac, how were you the smart kid if you were stupid as fuck? I promise, I won't get as heated now. Okay, but what the hell? One of my biggest pet peeves in school was when the teachers would say that the test will be exactly like the homework. Next thing you know, I was fighting demons for trying to answer questions that had nothing to do with the homework. So back in 5th grade, my teacher, whom I will name Mrs. Cornelius, each quarter would be put in groups to start a new reading. This one in particular, she had assigned a book called Where the Red Fern Grows. Now, keep in mind that I was put in the smart kid group, and this book was definitely way above our pay grade. Well, not because it was hard to read, but because this shit was depressing as hell. Anyway, most of my hatred towards reading is due to these abominable and malicious chapter quizzes that Mrs. Cornelius had us do after each chapter. I'd always get the same scores too, a 6 out of 10, and these particular quizzes would only allow a 7 out of 10 or higher to pass. So yeah, I didn't do so well. I don't know if other schools had to take these, but the quizzes were on a website called Reading Counts. I remember staying inside during recess because I got a 6 out of 10 and had to read the entire chapter again to retake it. That's pretty detrimental for a young kid if you ask me. I may have to elaborate on this one, but 50% of it has already been covered. Like literally just the aspect of homework alone targeting the poor soul that decides to do it. If you quite literally look up anything regarding getting rid of homework for good, the one thing that Google brings up every single time those questions are searched, drumroll, homework destroys your life. Specifically, the time that you spend with your family. I just wanted to share my friend's story about homework. Due to privacy reasons, I'm going to refer to my friend as Jenna. She kind of looks like Jenna Ortega, so... Anyway, when Jenna was in 3rd grade, she had a teacher who would give Jenna so much homework that her scrawny ass would fall over to her back. And that's pretty much about it. Jenna likes to keep things short and sweet. Thanks for the story, Jenna. Alright, so homework literally destroys family time. Everyone who's watching, give yourself a moment of silence and reflect on all the times you had to do homework. I'll tell y'all right now that I literally can't ever recall speaking to either of my parents while doing homework. Maybe I just had a social ineptitude and all of y'all are probably thinking that Mac is not cooking and no one is agreeing, which is probably the case, so I'm gonna shut my ass up now. I'm not going to shut my ass up yet though because I got a couple more things to say. Well, I was gonna say that maybe I just made homework difficult for myself, but how in the world would that explain everybody else's torturous experiences with homework? If the geeky tryhard turbo virgins at school were stressing over it, then my point still stands. Mac is a dumbass. Wait, What the fuck? No, I meant to say that homework sucks. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Peace out, everyone. Fun fact, did you know that the average person... Holy shit. Fun fact, did you know... Oh my fuck. Fun fact, did you know... Shit, shut the f*** chair.